What is up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Been sitting here outside the Millennium Building in the Springfield Terminal, kind of in and out of consciousness, you know what I'm saying? Catching up on all that sleep, and I read a comment that I didn't necessarily want to respond to directly, but respond to it in general. This might be one of the most important videos that I make, hopefully, because hopefully it will change somebody's mindset. Before we get to that, I would like to thank my old Marine Corps buddy. You might see him in the comments section as Smug Monkey, but I was in the Marine Corps with him back in the late 70s, 80s, and he's the one that sent me that Vaseline. So I'll be putting it to some good use when I get back home. Hopefully it's not greasy. I gotta, sometimes lotion makes the steering wheel a little slippery for me. But anyway, on to the serious topic. So, I've seen this in a lot. It could be people making videos. It could be people responding to my videos. But a lot of times you hear people talking about the money. If you're not making this much money, you're just existing. If you're not making this much money, then you're wasting your time. And I have to say one thing about that. And this could be any job. It could be trucking. It could be whatever. That is complete bullshit. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Regardless of what trucking company that you are with, how much money you end up with down the road, it has something to do with what you make. But a lot of it is your mindset. So if somebody's telling me that if you're not netting $4,000 a week in trucking, you're doing it wrong. How many of those people that are making $4,000 a week have actual assets? That's what I want to talk about. Now, if they do, then that's great. But you do not have to make $4,000 a week. You don't have to make $2,000 a week. You really don't even have to make $1,000 a week to really set yourself up. Those of you guys that have been with me for a while know I used to be in business banking and mortgages. And I can think of many different situations where how much money somebody made had little to do with what their actual net worth was. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure if I told this story or not. I know I've thought about it. I've done loans for two people that won the lottery. Don't remember what the total amount was for, and really it's irrelevant. They should have been set up for life, both of these people. I ended up doing loans for one of these people. I did 2 loans for them to pay for the taxes on the money that they were given the year before, because they ran out of money before their next payment was coming due, and they were almost going to be at the end of their annuity. So they were almost going to be done. So these are people that had got paid out probably, I think, around 16 years, hadn't worked in 16 years, and their money is coming to an end, and they don't have any job history, anything like that to show for it. That is a scary situation. The other person I did a loan for, I just did one loan for them, was a lottery winner, and they had to refinance their house because they were running out of money. I don't remember exactly what the circumstances were around that. The stories are becoming a little bit foggier because this was back in the early 2000s that I did that. So this has been a while. But those are 2 examples of that. And I've done numerous loans for people, business owners, whatever, that made all the money in the world, but once you look at what their assets were against their liabilities, they were in bad shape. Now, luckily, some of those people, once everything shook out, they did own real estate, at least the house they lived in, and 401ks, so they may not have been in as bad a shape down the road as they were then, but they were in immediate danger when I dealt with them. And this was quite a few people. On the other hand, I did a loan for a guy that worked at McDonald's thinking it was McDonald's. Could have been Burger King. No, it was McDonald's. Worked at McDonald's. He'd been there for 20 plus years. He was a manager, probably making, if I remember correctly, $55,000, maybe $60,000 a year. And he had, sometimes it's, you know what I always say, surround yourself with good people, because those good people might save you one day. One of his friends he was in high school with was a financial advisor, and he actually, had he not known this guy, who knows what would happen. Maybe you'd have done the same thing, I don't know, but he had a financial advisor that had actually put him in a very good situation. I don't remember what the actual numbers were or anything like that. I just know that he was pretty much well set up. So what I'm getting at is, you always hear people talk about what is money, what's a lot of money, you ain't making no money, whatever it is. But if you don't know what to do with the money, or, you know, everybody knows what to do. If you're not disciplined enough to do something with your money other than buy stuff that is depreciating in value, you're never going to get ahead. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I've been fortunate of is I have a good group of core friends. You know, I always have, you know, you always kind of look at what other people are doing, and I've, you know, since I've done most of their mortgages, I kind of know where they sit. My best friend always tells me stories about some of the people that he knows that lived in his neighborhood or whatever. You know, my best friend, he makes in excess of $20,000 a month. His wife makes, I think, $12,000 or something like that. So they make a lot of money. And he is a type person that, now, you would not know this by, now if you go to his house is banging, you know what I'm saying? He lives, you know, I just went over there, he just bought a new house. You know, he lives in that 1 point something, you know what I'm saying? So he will definitely go out on a house, but you do not see him recklessly spending money or doing anything like that. He probably lives more frugally than people that are making $70,000, $80,000 a year, something like that. But I've always surrounded myself by these people, and you know, a lot of times they look to me for advice or something like that in certain things they know I might have a little bit better knowledge of. But the way they carry themselves has always been like, I never thought it was cool. Well, okay, once I got a little bit older, because in my 20s and maybe even a little bit in my early 30s, you know, I might have been a little bit more reckless and stuff like that, but still not total abandon. But I've never looked at what car somebody was driving as being cool once I got past that little phase. You know, that's not cool to me, or, you know, just whatever certain people would think are cool these days, because I just know that the easiest way to spot somebody with money, and I think I have mentioned this a while back, your average everyday, you know, millionaires or whatever are not the people that are out driving flashy cars. A lot of times they're the ones that are driving the 1999 Buick Regal, you know what I'm saying, with 190,000 miles on it, or 200,000, whatever it is, miles on it. That's, you know, maybe not in the, you know, it's well taken care of, but it definitely is not new. But anyway, that's beyond the point. If somebody's telling you that if you're not making X amount of money, then you're wasting your time or anything like that, unless you're making less than, I mean, I don't even want to put a number on it. It is not how much you make. I keep trying to stress that, and people keep not believe, or kind of pressing on the fact that you need to make X amount of dollars. I'll be honest with you. A lot of the people that I see in the trucking industry, and a lot of it has to do with just the job in itself, I've even found it hard myself. The asset for the amount of money they make is very lopsided. Meaning, if somebody else in another profession made this much money, they'd have more assets. And that could be investments, 401k, stocks, houses, whatever. And it's been something I've had to make a conscious decision of. Or I've had to think about it consciously. Because I'm not around the same, it was easy for me to look at houses or, think about buying property and all, or whatever it was when I'm at home. It's harder to do that on the road. And I think one of the good things that came out of this pandemic was I started thinking, what is the easiest way for me to just invest some money on this job? So I was like, told my wife to open up a Merrill Lynch account, and I just throw money in there. And it's money I don't even think about. And I'm going to just throw a few numbers out there just because I don't, when somebody says that you're wasting your time or you're not going to be anywhere or you're not going to have anything to gain from it, in trucking alone, since I've been out here, that doesn't even matter. Really what matters is put your money in something. And everybody has whatever they think their niche is. I don't have enough time to get out there and study the market and make the best financial decisions or anything like that in terms of buying stocks. So I don't speculate that much. During the beginning of the pandemic, I tried to buy some stuff I thought was artificially low, but now it's just, I forgot what, I listened to an audiobook about Warren Buffett, and he was basically, I don't know exactly how to phrase it, but I just buy stuff that I don't think is going away, and that's going to be my plan. So Coke, Hershey, shit like that. And that's what I've been doing, and I do plan on getting another property. That was the main reason why I got into trucking. I just had another comment about somebody saying that I was going to fail, and I'm sorry to ramble, and I may have probably already got off point, but I was going to fail at, I was already supposed to fail just leasing at Prime. Then I was going to fail when I get this other truck. And one thing I can say is this impossible. It is impossible for me to fail at leasing my own truck or leasing and putting somebody else in another truck. And the reason for that is I have the assets behind me. There is not a situation that could pop up that would make me fail in that. So, and that's because I don't live by the creed that you have to buy everything you want. I'm probably all off topic right now. But if this video could just reach that one person, the one person that maybe says, you know what, let me open up a Merrill Lynch account and start throwing some money at some stocks or whatever people are using nowadays, I forget the name of those other ones. The reason I didn't, and I'll just throw that out there, the reason I went with Merrill Lynch instead of, what's the name of that other one? Robinhood or whatever. I mean, it's sort of a mindset thing. I just could not go to my boys and be like, I opened up a Robinhood account or Weeble or whatever it was. So I had to go with at least something that, sometimes they say act how you want to be. So to me, that just seemed a little bit more professional. And a lot of people would say, well, Lau, you should get a financial advisor. You know what? You are absolutely right. But the reason I don't want to do that is because I don't want to go to prison. I know somebody. Oh man, this is another story. I hate to be long-winded I know I'm all off topic right now, but I did a loan for a guy, 60-year-old something guy. He had a lot of money. His son, who was a financial advisor, basically robbed his dad and a bunch of other people. And anyway, he ended up going to jail. The dad, I think, ended up having a heart attack over all this stuff. I don't really remember what it was. There was another lady who I know basically stole $30-something thousand from another investor. And the reason I don't do it is because I would kill somebody over that. So I don't want to go to jail. So I just figured, you know what? I'm good. I got this. Me and my wife live in a property that is a very nice investment. We have another, paid off property that is an excellent investment. Her 401k is banging. I got some dormant 401ks laying around. I'm putting this money in this Merrill Lynch account, and we're going to end up getting another property soon once I get this other truck situation handled. If I don't buy another truck now, that's another investment, or that's another thing that I look at as an investment. One of the reasons this is all off topic. I apologize, but one of the reasons I bought the truck was, where can I put some money where the return is going to be really good on it? So one of the things I thought about was, it takes, these are just rough numbers, but let's say I buy another truck, which I got ordered. If that investment is, and I added some stuff onto it, but let's say the investment is $19,000, and then even if that truck breaks even, maybe even let's say it loses money. Let's just say it loses money or just breaks even. In 3 years now, you got an asset that's, just basically tripled your investment, even if it just broke even. So I kind of look at the truck sort of like an investment in that manner. So may end up buying a little crash pad out here in Springfield. We kind of thought about Florida out there where my wife's family lives, but I'm not 100% sold on that. It really doesn't matter. Whatever you do not waste your money out here. Put your money somewhere so you're not one of these people. This is my last ramble about this. I'm watching this video, and somebody, I don't remember where they're at. Might be Landstar. But one of the things they were talking about is, how much money they're making in Landstar, how much money they're making in Landstar. And then they went and bought a new truck, or it wasn't a new truck, it was a used truck, but they went and got a truck, and they put down, I forget how much they put down. It wasn't more than 30. But then they immediately got hit with a bill that was like, I don't know, 15,000 or something like that. I forget what the circumstances was. But you shouldn't, nobody wants to come up with that money, but you shouldn't even have to blink about that. That shouldn't even have been something where you were stressed out about the money. That should have been an inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? So put yourself in a position where little things like that don't matter to you. Do not be one of these people out here. Because listen, if you're even if you were only making $1,000, netting $1,000 a week, what in trucking, no matter what, if you're leasing, buying, owner or company driver, whatever, that's enough money to work with. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that make decent that do not have shit. And I used to remember going through mortgage applications, and we used to all be doing it. We'd be sitting there and we'd be looking at these applications. It's like, what are you guys thinking? Where did all the money go? And then you see it. $1,000 in car payments, credit card. I will not own a credit card. Well, okay, let me take that back. Because I do put stuff on credit cards. and I pay it off. But I do not care about business credit. No matter how big I would want to get a truck, and well, within reason of where I plan on being, there is no need for a single truck driver to have business credit. I just don't see. I mean, if you have enough money, or if you've set up your emergency fund and all that kind of stuff, or it's emergency fund here, but if you have put it in your bank and you have all that money, what do you need the business credit for? Some people are going to say, well, if you buy something, then you're not tied to it. That's bullshit right there. Almost every loan that you have that you're going to call a business loan, there's somebody backing that loan until you get up with the big boys. And anyway, that's enough about that. I just get tired of people saying that if you're not making this much money, you're just wasting time, or that's no money at all. But then, what do you got? I don't know. That went a little bit longer than I wanted, and I wish I could have been a little bit more focused on that. But I've done a lot better than I thought I was going to do at Prime. When I first came here, and this could be Prime, it could be Swift, it could be wherever. When I first got here, my intentions were really just to make it really wasn't about the income. It was about just having enough money coming in for me to qualify for an additional home with some of the write-offs I have in other areas. That was really all that this was for. And I've done a lot better than I ever thought I would do. And a lot of the people that are saying that this is no money, or you ain't making no money at Prime, and if you're not making this money, you're whatever, I don't know. I mean, we live in a nice house. Really nice house. But the stuff that's going down in value, I don't even remember what year my wife's BMW X5, I don't even remember what year that is. It's old. Looks good, but it's old. I got a 2009. I do know the year on that. 2009 Dodge Ram. I could go out and buy whatever car I wanted to buy. I could have all the toys you'd want to have. Big ass motorhome. I could have all that shit. And you know what? Sometimes it is a little bit, it's not tempting, but it is tempting to some degree. But I realize that I'm like looking a little bit further down, because I want to have I don't know. That's enough. I could keep rambling on and on, but I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, now I don't even know if I made what my intentional point was supposed to be, but I do appreciate you stopping by. No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.